God. Oh my God. Really? Ah, just one thing. You know one pop song from the 80s? It's called Mamma, Ma, Mamma Maria. My wife mentioned we are 3 times Ma. Maren, Martin, Manuel. So, Marc. Marc is an executive coach, horrible word, and business strategist. He works with ambitious leaders and teams in Europe and also in the Middle East. And he also coaches coaches. Before Marc became a coach, he worked for 20 years in the petrochemical industry. Marc is happily married with 3 grown-up children, happy guy, who keep him sharp and sparkling. The title of his talk today is Cultivating Personal Leadership in Workplace. Give him a big clap. Marc Gold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So raise your hand if you would like to have more impact as a leader. Thank you. And raise your hand if you would like your co-workers to be more engaged and really take personal responsibility for their work. Thank you. So, where are you now? Maybe you're frustrated that your people are not giving their all, that you have to check everything they do because their work is just not good and you don't get to work on the real strategic issues. Or possibly you have to work long hours because you have to get everything done and unfortunately you have no time anymore for family, friends and your hobbies. Or perhaps everyone comes to you with their problems and you feel like you have to solve everyone's problems and you feel stressed and burnt out. Or possibly you have the idea that you have to juggle and keep all the balls in the air and you really get distracted all the time and there's no way that you can get focused and get things done. So if this is where you are, then where would you like to be instead? Imagine you have a high-performing team of people who take full ownership. They come to work early. They go the extra mile. Visualize an organization that runs like clockwork, where all the processes are understood and executed to perfection. Just picture yourself a situation where people are happy, they collaborate, they share openly, they co-create, they innovate. And envisage that you work for an inspiring organization that's purpose-driven and it helps to solve some of the biggest problems of the world. So if this is where you are, and this is where you would like to be, how do you get there? Well, I believe what you need to do is you need to improve your personal leadership competency. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by improving your personal leadership competency? What does it mean to be excellent in personal leadership? Why is it important? Well, I think it's important because we live in a very difficult world at the moment with big problems that need to be solved. And that takes real leadership, not only with one person, but with the whole organization. And also, there is global competition now. It's not anymore that we are competing just in our local markets or in our country. No, the next competitor can come from a corner in the world that we don't even know exists. And finally, if you think about it, we are, after COVID, we are now in the great resignation. More than 60% of employees tell researchers that they feel actively disengaged from the organization. So it is very important that people stand up and that they become real good leaders, not only the number one at the top, but everyone in the organization, including you. And why now? Why is it important right now? Well, think about it. The organizations are not anymore like the old hierarchical industrial organizations that have top-down management. No, we work in a knowledge society where people need freedom. Just, if you look at Dan Pink, he did wonderful research in this topic. And people need purpose, autonomy, mastery. They need freedom, not command and control management styles, hierarchies. No, they need to be free. They need to be trusted. They need to feel valued and respected. And last but not least, people, in fact, we are in a burnout epidemic. More people are sitting at home, sick, burnt out than ever before. And also, as the saying goes, people join organizations, but they leave managers. So something needs to change at every level of the organization, the highest level, at middle manager, people level, but also at the junior level. When I go to the Middle East or Europe, no matter where I go, no matter which area or layer at the organization, whether it's the CEOs and the top leadership teams, middle managers, or even young graduates. I was there not too long ago, like a week, 2 weeks ago. They all are hungry for knowledge about how can we improve our leadership. What can we do to learn to collaborate more effectively together? Teams are much more successful than individuals, but hey, it's not so easy to work together as a team. Because we like people who are like us. So if everyone is the same in our team, well, there's not much innovation going on, right? So, let me take you to July of 2022. I'm sitting in my apartment. It's a sunny Saturday morning, and in fact the apartment is just 100 meters from here. We were 22 years abroad, and we moved to Brussels when the kids went to university in the Netherlands. And we sold a family home just outside of Brussels. We moved into town because we wanted to enjoy town. So we signed a contract in February. And then COVID hit. And I could see beautiful buildings and streets outside, but no people. I wasn't allowed to go out. My wife had to move back to the Netherlands to find a job. I had to close down my business. And my father passed away within 1 week after COVID hit the elderly home that he was taking care of. So I'm sitting at my table alone in my apartment right there. And the window is open and there is a light breeze coming in of fresh air. I smell my morning cappuccino and everything seems fine. But then the phone rings. And I look at my phone and I'm like, who's that? Ah, it's one of my best friends. So I pick up the phone and say, hey, how are you? Thanks for calling. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Of course I've got time. Go ahead, what's up? What? No. You must be kidding me. That's ridiculous. That's impossible. You can't do that. You know how you committed at the courthouse right there, at the Palais de Justice at Brussels. You committed together with the other main investor. You are two of my best friends. And now, you guys are letting me down. I'm deeply disappointed. You can't do that. My friend called that they decided to withdraw the investment they had promised to make in my company. And we had just gone to court to ask for some permission and a reorganization, restructuring of the company. I was running, next to my executive coaching business, a fitness franchise. And I built it up to 13 locations. I was the first franchise holder for all of Belgium outside of the Netherlands. It was a concept from the Netherlands. And I was the first one who took the leap of faith. I bought a license in 2014, a lot of money. And I got rejected by many investors. And I had to put a lot of my own money into that business. And I did. I put everything into it. And even our house was at risk. And my reputation, everybody said, "You're crazy." My mother, I still remember, she said to me, "Mark, what happened to you? This is not how I raised you. You are an electrical engineer from one of the best universities in the world. And you have had a wonderful career in the petrochemical industry for more than 20 years. And you're giving that all up? Are you crazy? You want to become a what? An entrepreneur? You're not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are tough. Entrepreneurs, they cheat because that's the only way to make money. Just look at the guy that was doing the same work like your dad. He drives an Aston Martin, your dream car, remember? But your dad doesn't, because your dad is an honest guy. And your dad has time for family. But these guys, they cheat. They lie. They steal from poor people. My dad was, how do you call it? Huissier de justice. In French, I don't know what it is in English. In Dutch, it's gerechtsdeurwaarder. He collects money from people who can't pay their bills. How ironic. So, in fact, the company was gone. I failed, and I felt betrayed by two of my best friends who put their trust in me. And what happened with me, lots of emotions, not only anger, but I felt guilty. I felt shame. I felt deep shame that I let even my mother down. I failed as an entrepreneur. And then what happened after that is it took about, I think, a year or so. And in fact, I was lost. I was distracted. I was busy. I thought I was doing some good stuff as executive coach. I was trying to sell the business because it was over. I thought maybe somebody's willing to pay a little bit for the business. But everybody knew the business was in dire straits, so it was kind of impossible to actually get any money for it. Even the franchise giver in the Netherlands, he said to a guy, "Well, just wait, you'll probably get this business for free." And he did. I had to give it away. End of 2022, after 8 years of hard work. I put all my money, everything in it, and it was all gone. I felt terrible. So, and then over time, I got out of it. Because, and what was the thing that made the biggest difference for me was a contemporary of Brené Brown. Her name is Christine Neff. She is a person that has done a lot of research on shame and guilt. And she found a difference between shame and guilt to be where guilt has to do with behavior, right? Sorry, I forgot your birthday. I should have written you a card, should have called you. But shame is much deeper. Shame goes to the level of identity. I felt rejected not only by my friends, but also by society. And what she taught me is this concept called mindful self-compassion, which is this idea, it sounds counterintuitive, but it's this idea that you have to fully accept and love and embrace yourself first before you can take good care of other people. And I felt that how is that possible? It's selfish, right? If you take care of yourself first, if you love yourself. And I have to say, I always felt a little bit apprehensive if I went out for a walk in the dunes to take care of my body, or if I made an appointment with a friend. But she told me, no, you have to do that. Why? Because you cannot love other people unconditionally if you don't love yourself first. And that, my friends, is the key message that I've learned. And I have now I've cured myself through her technique from this idea of always needing to please people, always trying to live up to expectations, avoiding conflict, but just saying yes to everything. No, I learned to say yes to myself first. Because if I can say yes to me, then I can say yes to you without expecting anything in return. I can love you unconditionally, and that means in the bigger scheme of things. And that is my key message for today. What needs to happen is you need to step up. Not only you, but also the people in your organization, and become truly personal leaders. You need to live up to your full potential rather than playing it small. There is no holding back. The world needs you, all of you, and all of your colleagues as well. Thank you.